Hello, my hosts, and welcome to another stream. Today we are going to be doing a coding stream in which we're going to teach ourselves a little bit more about Godot and attempt to find out how to correctly interpret and pick up on mouse clicks, in particular with dynamically created objects that have been added to the tree. So let's go into our screen and see if we can do that. Now this has been a while since I've done a coding stream. So, there we go. Got the process that. Mouse behavior. So it spawns that and spawns the collider. Now, let's have a look at colliders in Godot. Colliders in Godot. How do they work? Physics introduction. Collision objects. I don't even know if I'm dealing with the right thing. Okay. 4 types of physical bodies, blah, 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 blah. Detection influence, rigid body, kinetic body. Just give me a second, because I need to get my drinks. And I am back. So as we were coming back, I am reading over how the collision shapes work. Scale collision shapes in the editor. Scale property inspector should be range 1-1. When changing this, should always use size handles, not. Okay, that isn't relevant to me. Physics process callback. I suppose. Any code that needs access will be run in the physics step. Okay. is a collision layer system. Those are marks, collision that, collision mask. Okay. So it looks like I can set a callback. Contact reporting. Ah, hello there, Spirit Wizard. How are you today? I hope you're well. Contact monitoring may be by the contact monitor property. Okay. Doing all right. How are you? I am good. I'm starting to think I might... that's with... that's collision. That's not what I'm on. Move and collide. Okay. I am doing quite fine at the moment. Just looking at this. I'm trying to work out how to detect if something has clicked inside an object in Godot. And I'm thinking there. So am I... yeah, I'm trying to learn a bit of Godot I really want to have a programming language for game production. And this might be the one I will do. Basically a language that allows me to do to use graphics to express ideas. And I've decided that probably the collider is the wrong thing here. So let's comment that out. Control K. Yeah, that's awesome news. I was seeing that saw that on a video recently that they'd actually launched it, and it's now heading towards the moon for basically a test run. I've partially got to wonder what the use of... that sounds bad. I'm not going to say that. I do wonder if how to say this properly. I wonder what the utility of a moon mission is at this point in time. What value we're going to get out of it. Oh, I agree totally that going to the moon is probably better than going to Mars. It's got a better payoff. I'm just wondering if it's better to have orbital missions. The moon does have helium-7. Yeah, lots. That's a very good resource. But I hope that helium-7 isn't going to be a prerequisite for fusion, because I think it would be more expensive to mine it off the moon than to use even common earthbound technology. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here, do another search. Godot, how to detect if I click an object. How do you click on object? Rigid body, that I can't delete. Okay. collision object class has signals called that. Okay. Collision object. No. Let's have a look at signals. Signal event, input event. Emitted when object receives an unhandled input event. Positions per event. Okay, now I've got to learn how signals work. So, what is a signal? Signal. Oh, that's weird. I hate it when layout goes wrong. No, that doesn't fix it. What are you doing? You're hiding half of the screen here. Now if we go back. Don't you love it when the people want to, when sort of fancy layout gets in the way of actually, there we go, actually using your site. Okay. This lesson we're going to look at signals. Signals are a delegation mechanism. Using signals limits coupling. That's good and keeps you flat. Okay. So we skim through that. Add child node. Small by fault. Toggle motion. Connecting a signal in the editor. Pressed signal byte. We want to call a new function. You can connect signals in the node doc. Select the button. Right node. Pressed OK. On. Okay. Click on the connection button and complete. You see there. Connections on method. Okay. Connecting signals via code. This is probably the one I want. Auto start. Timers connect method of the node you want to listen to. Okay, timer connect. Right, that makes sense. Okay, let's see if we poly.connect. And we'll see, is action pressed, is I'm just looking over here. What are the arguments to that? I might have to. I might actually have to do the collisions. That is sadding. Okay. Make that visible again. Collider.connect. Where is... That's weird. I thought there would be a signal for... for input and output. Right. Scroll back here. Pressed. Buttons. Move and slide. Looking once more at the documentation. So, okay. So let's look at the poly. So I'm going to look at what signals are on our poly object. So, poly, what are you? Polygon 2D. Here we go. Back to here. Go. Polygon 2D. Just missed the last 5 minutes. Did anything just happen? No. We found out how signals work and how we have to connect to them. But that was the only thing. And now we are looking at Polygon 2D. I want to see if there's any signals associated with it. No. Nope. That's weird. Get there. Array. Vert. Enable. Offset polygons. Skeletons. Texture. Texture rotation. Text scale UV. That's add bone, clear bone. Bone weights. So, let's look at object. See if there's generic signals in here. Script change, constants, methods. To string. Ah, it's got emit signal, free. Ah, there's signals. Okay. Script changed. That's the only one? That's a bit weird. Let's try something. Connect. There we go. Yes, I am Australian. That's where I come from. There is free mouse behavior. Sorry, input. Okay. Let's try for an input. Ah! It's good to see you. Oh! Getting a lot of Canadian friends then. input. Animation. I'm not sure what this second thing is. What's the arguments to connect? Let's check it in the documentation. Go connect using signals. How is it? So next is the receiver. That's self. And method to call. That's there on the West Coast. Jump. And the method we are going to call is fact click for the time being. And go func click, but as a receiver, there we go. Call position vector. So go look at connect again. Look at that documentation for connect. Is connect? Oh, I've lost it. Godot con. Let's see how the thing gets called. Signals, set up. Connect. Oh, button pressed. Okay, it wants an empty thing, so that's not... might not be useful. But we can test it. The way... There we go. Pass. Let's see if this will compile. And I'm pretty sure it's not going to, but by having a mistake... the identifier input isn't declared in the current scope. And it's gone and crashed on me. That's fairly typical. That's... Melody's a very nice name. I was going to say very nice game, but that's because I saw your name at the same time. So I am limited into what things I can connect there. This might be me going down the wrong path once more. Let's uncomment that. Dot connect child ended tree. Share script changed. What's weird is there's no thing. If somebody wanted to start learning programming, what would you recommend they start doing? It's a really good question. I would suggest that they start with a language like Python, and both reading the documentation and going through, there's often online tutorials on how to program, and they are normally pretty good. The best way to learn programming is by doing. there's no better way to learn than by doing, in my humble opinion. Right. And that. What I'm going to do, I've put the wrong, using the wrong commenting style. It's hashes a comment in this language. Excuse me, ta-dum. So now if we run it, it pops up there. Currently, the best programming I can do is logic-based scripts for TF2. That's a good start. If you have any experience sort of doing programming in some sort of thing, excuse me, you can take that knowledge and slowly expand out its domain and into other subjects. A lot of basic concepts will translate across languages. So what I'm got here, Godot detect mouse click on object. So it was this way it's doing with clickable bodies and then signaling a parent when it clicked. Okay. Right. That is sort of helpful. What I'm going to do now is currently we've written this in a particular... We've written this code so that it runs on the scene itself. So if I go, when I go play, this scene is handled by the code in this background. And that's what's spawning these little red spots when I click. So what I have to do now is create a new class that handles the actual squares. So we'll create a new file here. So this will be a new script, I think. So add a new script. Path, new script, body, script path will create that. And we'll rename this. It's F2. Call this factory. And this one is going to extend. Oh, why can't I? Oh, okay. That makes sense. So this is going to extend the UI thing. So it's going to be extend the polygon 2D like that. Any block-based programming languages that I do not know, because I've been very interested in that subject myself. because I am currently fascinated a lot with node trees and node operations like that. And part of this overall project is I want to actually create basically a node editor for myself and perhaps make it into a programming language type thing. I know that the scripting language that they use in... Oh, now I've got to remember the name. Unreal Engine is node-based, so that might be an option. But I am actually... If you do find a good node-based language, tell me about it. I would love to see it. Called it there. That's our Polygon 2D. Oh, and it has the input event emit signal clicked. Yeah, okay. Basic idea is kind of incomprehensible to the brain. The trick... Okay. That's not unique to you. Everybody has that. The true core of knowing how to program a computer is to take the big idea of what it's about and then split the big idea into smaller bits. And then you just work on that smaller bit, perhaps even splitting it down. And you keep splitting and keep splitting until it becomes the simplest possible thing that can fit inside your brain. And then you do that. And it's a cycle. You implement the smallest part and then you move on to the next part. You always sort of like compartmentalize it. And that's the only way you can actually deal with the complexity of computer programming. All of computer programming, once you get past the initial thing, is all about managing cognitive load. So being overwhelmed and finding it incomprehensible is completely normal. Okay. Now, if we go to that, Polygon 2D, so this one's called Factory. How do I use... Oh, right, signal click node. So copy there. So all of this is me just copying, pasting from documentation. Keep that in mind. Yeah. Right. Huh. Aha. So that's how you do that. And, I mean, a lot of it is basically... a lot of it's basically experience after that. So you are going to be Three and resource dot GD. That, and it's upset about that. Expected a string. So knowing That string means that. There we go. And clear everything. Oh, that's not what we want to. So if we go, we just copy our friend here. And replace this poly new. Let's see how that goes. Factory. That creates a new instance. That. Let's get rid of that there. So now when I say connect, it should have the thing. Oh, thank you very much. The good thing about this is should give me should be able to say clicked here. Oh. Elf. Back to click. Okay. Why are you putting... Shouldn't it be like that? Isn't declared in current scope. Dot click. So now I'm just trying to work out what is going on with the identifiers. Let's try this all over again. Have the connect. Doesn't give me hints. Used to give me hints here. Wonder why it isn't. Uh-huh. Tori dot. Not sure what's going on there. Let's look at this again. This is probably extend whenever this happens. Const preload. Oh, we put quotes around it. Okay, that's fine. Click self. Fact click. I think go like that. Fact click isn't declared in the current scope. Okay. Can I move you there? Okay. Right, I have to do it like that. That's weird. So let's run that and see what happens. And it crashes. That's good. Non-existent function instance. Okay. That's weird because we copied it from the documentation. Piece.instance. That must be a something that's a part of that. What's going on? Let's have a look at factory, sorry, Polygon 2D. Let's see if we can, there's something that allows us to reproduce it. Yeah, Godot Polygon 2D. Dance. So there's nothing there. I thought there would be a sort of a duplicate function, sort of a deep copy. Oh. Let's go there. Oh, deep copy object. Deep copy duplicating objects. Okay. Instance. Charm. Make new resource, use new on it. Okay, let's try just calling new rather than instance. Well, that's it. And a lot of this is sort of just experimentation. Change things and see what it does. What happens if, say, new there? Kill that and make it play again. Okay. Can't convert element 3 from nil to string. 1, 2. Does it take a string? That's a little dodgy, if that's the case. Okay. Well, that happened. Let's see if we go... Has it compiled yet? It has compiled. It's compiled several times. It hasn't done anything yet, but it has compiled. And we'll go up here. We go to fact, click. How do I output text again? Print. That's right. Copy you. How can we... That's very true. I don't know why... I'm not sure if you saw that, but OBS just disconnected and reconnected for some reason. I've never seen have it done that to me before. Right, so I'll give it another go. And now if we click inside, that's a little worrying. We are not getting any results. Stop that. First things, let's make the object a little larger so it's easier to hit. Let's say 100, 200. Right. That's not happening. Wonder what's going on here. We've got our mouse state, our line, and we go click, fast click. Let's actually do one inside of there. Something's going wrong with the signaling. I'm going to say before emit signal. And we go. Run that again. No. It's not printing. That is a little bit strange. Put a vent there. I wonder if it's something to do with a conflict between the input handlers. So let's comment out this input handler. And on ready, we'll tell it to spawn a new factory. Copy that. So, spawn new factory. And our location will be, hold on, we can actually just copy that, make it 200, yeah, copy you, let's go like that, copy that out, and put you in there, go run. So that's predefined. We are clicking. We're not seeing anything. It's a little concerning. What's the debugger saying? Oh, we've got errors. Never used it. If this stop. Look there. Now it's doing something completely different. Yeah. Okay. These aren't showing or refine variable. At line 15. Oh, that's not a concern either. These aren't errors, these are warnings. The debugger. Nothing is explaining why we aren't getting any output. Well, one thing I'm going to check is if the output is what I would expect. So, going to print, copy you. And I probably should start using the debugger as well, but we will go like that. Print inside factory. We'll say start here. We run. We see start written there, but we don't see anything else. I am quite confused. Although I see I'm probably running out of time on this stream. So I'm going to head back to my main room. But we learned a bit here, so that is good. I'm going to save this before we go. Let's flick it back to my main room. So today we learnt about how Godot does signaling and how to connect signals from a child to the signal receiver. We haven't yet worked out how to properly trigger mouse events on objects in scenes. So that is the next thing we will be looking at. Tomorrow we will be playing some Magic on Magic the Gathering Online. So if that interests you, please consider watching. Thank you everybody for watching, and I hope to see you later. There we go.